Hello everyone. In today's video we're going to be doing is, could Cingulata survive a skull island? Just while you do not know what Cingulata is, it is part of the suborder Xenothera in the order of armored New World placental mammals, the armadillos. We'll start with the extinct ones. So let's get started, shall we? Dasypus bellus. For their habitat environment, prefer dry scrubland environments, and food, like their living relatives, they would eat. Well, like its relative, they are opportunistic feeders. They are insectivores to omnivores, known to eat small vertebrates. They would eat fruit, seeds, mushrooms, and fungi, beetles, snails, ants, worms, reptiles, and amphibians. Doedicurus. For their diet, it is thought to be a grazer, and a high degree of hesperodontary and breadth of muzzle could indicate that it was a bulky feeder. And for their habitat and environment, they would live in open grasslands with temperate, cool climate. But they have to watch out for predators like juvenile V-Rexes and Venatosaurus and other carnivores. But Doedicurus can't defend itself with its spikes at the end of its tail, or it could hunker down. Glyptodon. For their diet, they have narrow muzzled, and they would consume plants. And many armadillo species have digging capabilities, with large claws adapted for scraping dirt in order to make more burrows or forage for food underground. Much of armadillo diets consist of insects and other invertebrates that live underground. In contrast to the herbivorous diets of Glyptodon and the related genera. Being large armadillos, Glyptodon's farnicell capabilities may have researched on several occasions. As for their habitat and environment, they would live in grasslands dotted with forests and mixed scrubbery. Glyptotherium. For Glyptotherium's diet is thought to have consumed wet riparian herbs made up of a mixed diet of C3 and C4 plants. And for their digging capabilities, Many extant armadillos have claws adapted for scrubbing dirt to make burrows or forage food. But for the herbivorous ones, they would dig out for any plant-based diet. And for their habitat, Glyptotherium was primarily a grazer in forested grasslands and arboreal savannas. They may prefer grasslands near a water source. Swamps as well. But they have to watch out for predators. Homesina. Diet herbivore. Mostly insectivorous or omnivorous. Their other species was a generalist plant eater. And for their habitat, well, I could not find any information of where they live. Hoplophorus. And for their diet, omnivorous. And for their habitat, intertropical area. The tail was protected by a series of bony rings and by thermal cardinal tube made up of the numerous osteoderms fused together. This tube differed from the present of in other glyptodonts due to the presence of two pairs of large lateral plates. Coralliaficia. And not much is known about it. I could not find any information on what its diet is or what habitat it would live in. But if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. And here's an interesting one. Macroeuphractus. A non-pampathier or glyptodont armadillo. It is specialization for carnivory. No. Macrorefractus is one of the few known cynotherans to have specialized extensively for carnivorous lifestyle. Yeah, it will feed on small animals and medium sized animals. It probably could dug out any prey. And for their habitat, I could not find information of what environment they would live in. Neoscornoptercularix. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. Now, for their environment, they will live in colder and more arid environments. And for their diet, they would feed on grass. Pampatherium for their habitat. I could not find any information about it. I'm sorry if I didn't find anything. And for their diet, same as their relatives. Well, there is some. For their habitat, they live in arid and humid lowlands. And their diet, coarse vegetation, omnivorous or insectivorous, and or feed on carrion as well. Pinocchus, for their habitat, they would live in savanna-like environments in a semi-arid climate. And for their diet, omnivore. Peltophilis habitat. It was a burrowing animal that lived in a terrestrial environment. And for their diet, tubers. It's not known what their diet is, either carnivorous or herbivorous, or omnivore. Proyectatus, for their diet, omnivore, specialization for consumption of vegetal matter. It was among the armadillos the most specialized towards an herbivorous diet, and their habitat unknown. Shrubitherium, for their diet, coarse vegetation, likely a grazer. And for their habitat, unknown. Stegotherium. Now, the morphology of the jaw of Stegotherium shows that most of the muscles were specialized for horizontal and popliteal movement. The teeth were reduced, but could still be used for masticating relatively soft food. Those important specialization push most scholars to consider Stegotherium that convergently similar to the anteaters, and to less specialized giant armadillo. But with this specialization, it would go extinct. And for their habitat, they would live in forested savanna with a mild climate. Well, they would struggle a little bit, but given time of selection and adaptability, they could survive. But some of them would go extinct or outright being outcompeted. And that's it for this video of a prehistoric Cingulata. Like and subscribe, and see you later, guys.